Thank you to the Patreon supporters of the What Remember podcast. Sarah P., a.k.a. Situational Daddy on Instagram, Sandy and Paul J., Nathan E., Jacqueline M., Matthew J., and Big Time Jim. Help support our show by going to patreon.com/whatremember by pledging a monthly amount. Thanks. Everyone has dry skin.
Yeah.
Like skin's supposed to be dry.
No, some people have really like oily skin.
That's true.
Yeah,
Oily.
like fish people.
Yeah, they have scales.
Yeah, really wet skin.
Stop eating those fish oil pills, fish people.
Is that why you think?
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
I don't know. I bit into one of those one time. It was
A fish person?
No, a fish oil
Oh,
pill.
you don't want to do that.
And I don't know why. Yeah,
It tastes so much like fish. It's so fishy.
no.
Someone was like, "Yeah, you're supposed to bite into them." The first time I had them,
That's
and
a
it was
joke.
definitely a goof on me.
Yeah. You got
I was
goofed
like,
real
"What?
hard.
Why'd you do that to me?"
Done got
You think it was like
It was
roe
so
or something? You
gross.
don't know.
It was so gross.
It's a chewable. No.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "Really? Okay."
Oh boy, that's rough. Just
Fish oil everywhere.
it's hard to get that out of your mouth too. It's oil.
you're
It
gonna
just
taste
lays
that fish
there.
all
Yeah,
day.
it's just gonna
I
be
was there
there
for a while.
Gross.
My name is Bradley Jones.
I'm Andrew Moldenhauer.
I'm Andy Hubert.
And this is not a movie review podcast, but a podcast where we try to remember a movie that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. And this is what we remember about Galaxy Quest.
This movie's so good.
Oh, you surprised us.
I know!
I'm excited. I was ready. I
This
was ready
movie's
to do a
funny.
sci-fi movie tonight too. I
Really?
came prepared.
We're
with
close
a
to the
couple
Halloween
suggestions.
movie, but we got one or two more to go.
Ooh.
Okay.
But we got to talk about this. It's
It's
you
a
know,
fun one. I think I watched this like 2.5 years ago or so. Last, and then before that was
Been
like
longer, I think,
a
for
long
me, but
time.
Yeah.
I still love this movie.
You're gonna have a little trouble because who is in this movie? The cast is a
No, it's
mile
huge.
long.
This is a long list.
I mean, main person is Tim Allen.
Yep.
You got Sigourney Weaver.
Indeed.
You got
I don't know how many Tim Allens I can
I want to say Alan Ruck, but it's not Alan Ruck.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
do. Alan Ruckman. Alan Ruckman.
I couldn't remember.
I like that.
There was a Rockman in the movie, so if you said Alan Rockman,
There
that
you
would,
go,
that
there
would
you
probably
go.
make sense.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who else is in this?
It's a if you named. Oh yeah, that's
Tony
the,
Shalhoub.
That's the one.
Tony Shalhoub, right?
Yep. Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rock.
You're,
right, Sam
yeah,
Rockwell.
you're the guy
Justin Long.
who's in one episode.
Justin Long is in it. Yep.
The alien.
I don't know
at
who
least
the-
one of
who
the
the
aliens is
villain
someone I feel like I
alien
should
is.
know.
One of the guys is from Just Shoot Me. That's how I know him.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I don't know if he's ever in
man.
anything else.
I
but-
know exactly who you're talking about
Yep.
because he
The-
plays one of the aliens that's trying to ask them for help.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know his face, but yeah.
We need your help. Never give up, never surrender. Rainn Wilson is an alien,
Oh, you're right,
For-
Rainn
for a-
Wilson.
that's a quick-
Yes, he
quick minute.
is.
and we can't. I don't know what the black guy's name is.
No, but he's in like commercials, I imagine.
I don't know. He's not Orlando Jones,
No,
and he's not from. Yeah, he's not even from Mad TV. But he's
He's not
funny.
Orlando Jones.
His thing is he was a kid actor on the show,
Yeah, that's
and then
right.
he grew up and like he's still
Oh,
like
yeah. That's funny.
he was the navigator or like fighter pilot or whatever. But he was a kid prodigy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this movie's great. This movie's like my grandpa's favorite movie.
It's a lot of people's favorite.
This
movie.
movie's really good.
ever. He loves it.
What's not to love?
I don't know.
We'll find out, I guess.
We'll find out what happens in the movie.
When did this come out?
2000?
2000 or 99 or
2099, I think it came out.
2019.
Wow, was
that
Nine.
early?
Hold up, it is.
Man.
1998, I'm gonna say.
I think it was
Bringing it back.
1998 as well.
Bringing it
Okay.
This is what was Tim Allen making before this? The Santa
The
Claus.
Santa Claus
Yeah.
Jungle to Jungle.
of his Home Improvement was still going,
right.
probably.
Home Improvement was still going into 1998.
I think so.
It was probably over by that time.
Yeah, it might have been just
Might have
ended.
been.
Might have just ended. That's like the
Because
last
this would have been
season.
right in that time when he was clearly trying to transition to film.
Joe Somebody. Wasn't that one of his movies? Big Trouble?
Big Trouble
Oh,
is
Big
one.
Trouble.
Joe somebody.
Well, no, I'm thinking of Red
I mean,
Belt?
Toy Story? I mean, that was
Yeah.
96, 98?
Never saw it.
95,
I don't know what you're talking
2000.
about. Is that Small Soldiers? Is that what you mean?
Of course, obviously.
I don't know if
and Sigourney Weaver didn't do any movie that we ever saw
No.
or liked. So
Yeah, I have no
Skip
idea
her.
who she
No.
is.
We haven't talked enough about Tony Shalhoub.
Shalhoub,
We haven't talked about the
it's a
Shalhoub.
jungle out there.
Is that him? That's Randy Newman.
Well,
Is
yeah,
it?
but that's
He
the
sings the
theme
opening
song
Oh,
for
that's Monk.
Yeah.
Gosh, Tony Shalhoub.
And Tony Shalhoub in this movie is so like quiet and like just really.
He's
Even
like that
keel.
one guy.
I guess we're gonna have to like maybe shoot the transporter down or something.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like
Yeah.
the chief engineer, I think.
Yeah,
or
but he's,
something,
like, no
he clearly
confidence.
doesn't know anything about what he's doing. So yeah, like because this was fake.
I always. I wonder where he's from. If he's like Greek or something like that. Tony Shalhoub. I don't know, but I always
he's
think
probably,
about.
he's probably from New York.
Yeah.
Well, I mean his family background.
Okay.
yeah.
But that one guy that's in Night at the Roxbury that plays the dad.
Oh,
I always I don't get them mixed up, but I think of them as like they look very similar. In
is
some
the guy
ways.
from Rookie of the Year and
Yes.
Yeah.
Dick Busey. Gary.
Yes.
is it- Gary Busey.
oh man.
Okay, so what happens in this film?
There's all these people were a cast member in a Star Trek like show.
Yes.
In the
Yes.
70s or
Yes.
whatever.
Which I think was just called Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy
right? Yeah.
Quest. Had a huge cult following.
Right.
Cut to modern day, they're doing the convention circuit for it.
Yep.
It's like Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
You sign
Meet William
photographs.
Shatner. Mhm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Is
Uh-huh.
William Shatner even in this, you think?
No.
I bet he shows up at one.
No.
Just once?
Nope.
No
Okay.
cameos.
No.
Not even a single
No.
Okay.
A fair guess, though, Andy. I would have thought that was the case. You know.
There's probably like an Andy Dick or someone like hosting a panel or something. There's like probably like a cameo guy.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even get like Will Wheaton to show up in a scene real quick or something.
So does it start at a convention?
I believe
Yes.
so. I
I
think
think
it
that
starts
makes
with the old
sense.
footage. Like you like see like bits and pieces of an episode.
Oh yeah, and then
Or something.
cut away, and it's like they were showing it in a thing, and
Yeah.
they're doing a panel or a signing.
Or it's like an opening to a main panel.
I think it
With
is because,
all of
and
them.
I think it's like they start getting questions about like, oh, in like season 3, episode 4, you did this. Like, how does that work?
I think Justin
when
Long asked that
the
question.
engine, yes, because he's a super fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that comes
and
back later.
they're giving him real super like these questions, and they're clearly all actors that like, or at least Tim Allen is like frustrated because.
He hasn't been able to break out of that.
Yeah, well, that was
he's
like
trying
the
to get
end of his
more work.
career.
I think
yeah,
too.
he
He's
wants
trying
to
to have
do
like
other things,
legitimate acting,
but
roles.
only like he's been typecast as that role and just can't seem to break out. So he's like frustrated that he's like this is beneath him. Like he's frustrated he's still doing just the convention circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the star of the show,
Yep,
but
he's the
also
captain.
he's
I
the
think
captain.
maybe with this convention they're kind of waiting on him to show up.
Oh, you're right. And maybe he doesn't.
that-
and
Oh, that could
because
be.
he's like
He shows
drunk
up
at his
drunk,
house. Yeah.
He wakes up with like sunglasses on, like rolling out of
yeah,
bed.
oh yeah. He has
yeah.
sunglasses on in the opening.
That makes sense.
Whew! Your commander is on deck. Ha ha! Wow, that smog is thick today, huh? Am I too late for Alexander's panic attack? Apparently not. You know, you should get that looked at. Ha ha ha! Okay. What did I do?
Unbelievable.
You are so full of it, man.
It's not a big deal. These guys put a little set in their basement. I'm there about an hour. It's nothing, Gwen. They wanted the commander.
There he goes.
Alexander, wait! Grab him!
Because he's got like a classic like actor like Malibu house, like it's the like on top of the hill with infinity pool and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like
Sure, but he's all alone.
yeah, it's like and it's a mess or something, and
He just gets drunk and gets high and hangs out in his bed all day.
Exactly.
Complains about life not giving the things he wants to him or whatever. But he learns his lesson.
I don't know how quickly it happens, but the aliens are like show up.
Yeah, they show up at a signing.
They're at the signing.
And they want
Yep.
the captain to come back with them.
and they assume that they're just weird fans that are all dressed up for the thing.
Sure, yeah.
of course, they
Yeah.
fit right in.
You have to come back to our ship to help save us from the evil alien.
I must speak to you. It is a matter of supreme importance. We are Thermians from the Klaatu Nebula, and we need your help.
Is this about the gig tomorrow? Just hammer out the details with my agent and make sure there's a limo at my house.
Tim Allen's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, I don't really care about this stuff. And eventually, like, he gets, like, confused. He thinks those aliens are, like, working for somebody or taking him to, like, a different set.
They have a car service or something.
They have a car service, and he goes along with them, not realizing. Like, I think maybe, like, someone calls him earlier in the day and be like, hey, these people are going to come ask to, like, give a meet and greet, like, personal for you.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to pay a lot of money if you do it. And then, like, Tim Allen eventually thinks that he thinks that these people are them.
Yeah.
He gets confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he gets zapped up into space.
Yeah, and like what looks like a giant raindrop or something.
Yeah. They built the Galaxy Quest ship to spec.
Yeah.
From watching. They call it, like, the
episodes.
archives. Or they call it, like,
Oh,
the...
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's right. You're right.
They call it some sort... They have a name
They think
for
it's
what
like
the
a
show is.
documentary.
Yeah.
They think it's all real.
So they use like using the show, they made an exact replica of like the entire
Everything.
ship.
I don't know if he like realizes right away or not.
He doesn't realize
He's
what's going on
confused.
until he gets teleported back. Because the evil race of aliens or whatever are, like, right there, like, talking to the ship. And then Tim Allen just, like, spouts out some, like, to the warp drive to 50%, arm the torpedoes, do this, that, and the other thing. And everyone, like, just does it. Like, not knowing, like, what's going on. They also think it was just, like, I don't know what the captain's doing, but he's giving out the order, so we're doing it. And it actually ends up taking the other aliens off guard because they had their shields down.
Yeah. Something along those lines.
So they, like, Tim Allen's like, hey, we won the day. And all the aliens were like, but his ship is still out there. It's not quite destroyed yet. And Tim Allen's like, whatever, you pay, I only got for the hour.
I see.
yeah.
It's like a birthday party.
Yeah,
or
he
something.
thinks it's like
He's
just an elaborate, like,
he's
reenactment
like
sort of-
or something.
they're playing a role for a check.
Until he gets teleported back down to Earth, and he realizes, oh, man, I was
Welcome to
really in
Earth.
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to the convention to try to convince
Yes.
all the other crew that this is
But they
happening.
think he's on like drugs or
Yeah.
he's drinking or something.
Which he probably was like, I am, but it's not about that.
Yeah.
But it's also two things.
That's a funny line. I hope that happens.
Yeah, probably. And I think all the aliens
don't
come
think
back
he-
to get him, too, because, like, they still got trouble back up in space.
Yeah. I think I don't know if he has to like really convince them to come or not. They just get like warped up into
Outer space.
into the ship as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be, like, he tries to convince them they won't go, and then he goes back. And I feel like at some point they, just, like, abduct the rest of the crew because, like, he's like, oh, hey, thanks. Glad you guys could join us. Like, because now he's, like, he understands
I think
that
they're
this is, like, for real.
forced. Yeah. And the aliens are kind of like they're like giant elephant-looking things, or like they have a bunch of tentacles.
They have like a holograph thing.
That's right.
That
They have
can
like
turn off and on.
They look like people
Yeah.
because they have like to make it
Something like
easier
a
for them to
disguise.
more comfortable for the
because
humans.
Tony Shalhoub falls in love with one of them,
Yes.
and there's a weird scene where like a tentacle is like getting up all in his business.
Oh yeah,
and he's liking it.
and he's liking it.
he's all about it.
He falls in love with his alien babe.
Nice. Nice. Tim Allen must be caught up to speed as to what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Right, about this
The alien and the race of
and
people,
that
yeah.
they're going to be extinct.
It's I think it's the last race of people put all their effort into like making building the ship.
Yeah, I think that's right.
To
Like
try
these
to
are like they're the
fight
only
off the
ones
other
left or
aliens.
something.
This guy's like trying to like basically eviscerate their entire race.
Yeah.
Like a genocide or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I don't know if he has any motivations just being like a big evil bug man.
Yeah,
Probably-
he's
yeah,
like
I'm
this
pretty sure.
giant green guy.
The
Yeah.
effects on him are incredible.
He looks
Oh, yeah.
great.
He's like got little twitchy like things on his head, and his like mouth looks perfect.
His
and
costume
eye-
looks amazing.
Woo! It's like top notch.
They did really,
good stuff.
really good.
They do slack off a little bit on his cronies. They're just like dudes in suits
Yeah.
with like tight like helmets on, you know, like stormtrooper type dudes with like.
Makes it a little bit more ironic, though.
Yeah, I mean you got to put the budget where you want to put the
It
budget.
still kind of works in a way because it's fun.
Yep.
It's a
Well, and
comedy.
yeah, a very classic Star Trek where you have like, especially original series Star Trek, where the sets
One
were clearly made with
Good
$1.
alien. Yeah,
Yeah, like a giant boulders, actually just a styrofoam.
Yep. Which comes up in this because
Yeah.
there's a spot where Tim Allen has to fight a rock monster.
yeah. Do they like warp out of
that's
danger
true.
or something? Because they have like other adventures that aren't necessarily dealing with that alien.
Yeah, like they warp down to the planet where that is. I don't know if it's by accident or like, I don't know why they end up down there.
Yeah, some sort of getaway thing or something that gets destroyed or. Yeah,
They're trying to look for something, I
they
think.
they need a beryllium sphere.
For warp?
For the warp
For
drive.
warping.
And it's literally like a made up thing in the TV show. But for whatever reason, it does
Turns
exist
out
in
it
the
actually
world.
exists. Yeah.
Oh,
And it's whatever
interesting.
material that can like power a warp ship. Theirs gets destroyed, so they have to go down to another planet to get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's a bunch of real creepy aliens down there. But they're like chimpanzee looking. They kind of look like the thing from Lost in Space, I think.
Oh, the
A
little monkey
bit.
guy?
Yeah.
So cute.
Sure, they're cute now. In a second, they're gonna get mean, and they're gonna get ugly somehow. And there's gonna be a million more of them.
Look. There's a little hurt one. Hi. Hi there, the dog.
Did you guys ever watch the show?
See, we're gonna help the little hurt one.
And they're all like chanting something at Tim Allen. He's like he's winning, but then like a translator turns on and all of them are chanting the word rock.
Yeah.
And then a giant rock monster comes along.
Yeah,
forms
it
up
looks,
behind
it
him.
looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, considering when this was made, like
Yeah.
the CG of the rock monster's not terrible.
Oh, I think the effects are really nice in this movie. And he needs to get transported up, but Tony Shalhoub doesn't know what he's doing yet. He like tries to transport a pig, then it turns inside out and explodes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think it's ready.
So yeah, but eventually he does get the transporter to work, and then
Yeah.
they get flung back up there with the beryllium.
Yeah, I'm trying. Like all the crew members have their revelations. Like the pilot guy gets to
Yes.
actually fly the ship for once, and,
Right.
And like there's a spot where like in the beginning where they have him drive the thing, and he's like. He just was making it up every time, like pretending to do stuff. So like he like bumps the ship into some like a bunch of stuff right away. Or, like and there's like shots of him later. He's like studying how to fly the ship.
How he like flew the ship on it.
Yeah, he's watching like the videos of him doing it because they told him like that's how they programmed the ship to fly, and so later he's like
that's
doing
funny.
the exact motions from the show, and like the
Oh,
ship's like
that's cool.
killing it.
And I think Alan Rickman is like a thespian actor. He's like legitimately trying
he's
to
like
do
a
things.
a serious
And,
actor, and
he-
he's tried to put this behind him.
And he has a race of people that are kind of like Klingons, like the equivalent of Klingons to have a lot of
the equivalent of the Vulcans.
Vulcans, having a lot of pride and like fighting prowess, and
Sure.
he even has like a saying that makes sense.
I guess
like,
that would be the Klingons, because this
Yeah.
the Vulcans are just
Never give up, never surrender.
Yeah, that's the one he
surrender.
says.
But that's the one that Tim Allen says, I believe.
No, Alan Rickman says it. It's his call sign. Because there's a guy on the ship that like studied just his race and like him specifically, and like
Okay.
his mentor. And then that
Yeah.
guy ends up like getting killed.
Oh, he does.
And then Alan Rickman
It's so sad.
freaks out and like just beating up everybody.
Yeah, like the entire time he's just being like real mad and
Yeah.
almost sort of
Mopey
still
and-
not accepting that this is all like real, and like that's
Sure.
when it becomes real, and he's just like he like gets in he fights off like a bunch of the bad dudes guards and stuff, and like there's like the shot like by the end of the movie like half of his like head cap is
falling
missing
off, yeah.
and hair's coming out. Like, it looks so good. It's so funny. Just takes him out. Sam Rockwell's character was like an extra.
yeah, for like one episode.
His name
He
is-
wasn't meant to be in the show.
His name
or
is
something.
literally like Guy.
Yep.
Because
Yeah,
they use
yeah,
like Guy
yeah.
number 3 or something in the show.
Well, they beam down to the rock planet, and he goes to the realizations like, I'm not gonna live.
Yeah.
I'm the extra guy. I'm definitely gonna die. I don't even have a character.
He's so funny. I need him in every movie. I love Sam Rockwell.
funny.
Oh man.
Sigourney Weaver just reads what the computer says back.
Yes.
That's her thing, and she's big and busty. She's
Yep.
and they have a little bit of a relationship, her and the commander.
Yeah, it sounds like they like had some sort of
On
when the
again,
show
off
was
again
on.
stuff. Yeah.
But they've been like on the rocks for a long time.
In like real life or on the show?
In like while they were making the show originally, they had like thing. Yeah,
I see.
He probably like cheated on her or dumped her
Oh, I'm
for
sure,
a
yeah.
floozy or something like that. But
yeah.
I'm just remembering the ending now, actually.
yeah, what do you have to explain the?
How they kill the villain. Yeah.
Well, they probably shoot him out of an airlock. That's how every space movie ends, right?
No, it's actually a little bit.
There is an
better
airlock at one
written.
point for like a lot of the bad guys' minions because they
Or they kill a bunch of the other. They like drain the oxygen out of
That they do that to
good
the
guys,
crew on the
too,
ship.
yeah.
The crew on the ship, they like turn off the oxygen to one of the rooms, and like they all like start dying. But for like the most of the bad guys' armies or whatever, they managed to like teleport them into the room with the rock monster.
Yeah, they teleport the rock monster.
Oh,
onto
that's
the
right.
ship.
They rock monster onto the ship, and the rock monster starts beating them all up, and then they shoot them all into space out an airlock, including the rock monster, who looks very confused.
The captain comes back for like a one last thing because there's something on the ship.
Oh, there's like a time rewinder.
There's a Austin Powers 2 time rewinder device.
What?
That's right. It was like this secret
or
weapon
Austin
or
Powers 3. I don't know
yeah.
which one it is, but it can rewind time, but only for like 30 seconds.
Yep.
Okay.
Is the chance to change one mistake.
Yep.
And Justin Long knows about it.
Right.
Yes, because they have to call him to understand how it works.
They call him and his nerd friends to explain to them how everything works.
Yeah.
There's a part in the ship where it's just like sledgehammers and pillars like falling down crazily in like a hallway that they have to get down.
Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver have to get into the bowels of the ship to like turn off this like self-destruct or something, or like it's about to go critical. And there's like an insane obstacle course to get there. And they hit the button finally to turn it off.
Like the heart of the ship or something like that? There's some type of...
I think it's to get access to the thing that goes backwards.
Oh, that might be right.
I could be wrong.
But like they hit the button to like shut it down, and the countdown keeps going, and they're like, but we did it. And like they're calling Justin Long. They're like, what the heck? And then it stops at like 1, and they're like, oh, because that's what it always did in the show.
Yeah.
So they programmed it to stop at 1.
I think they even have that moment where they're like they're confessing their love for each other. It's like, we're gonna die. I'm just gonna let you know that I loved you. And the plane going down in Seinfeld.
Yeah. At the end, they're confronted with the villain again, and he has his ship in front of their ship, and their ship is going toward his ship. Like it's like it's locked on. Like they can't move at all. And there might be like a shield that the villain has, but they somehow manage to deactivate the shield. And the way that they decide to kill him, I believe, is they jump to warp speed right there.
Right through him?
So you're saying
So they go
Ryan
right
Johnson
through him.
stole...
No, because
ending
I think they blow up his ship because they have like a bunch of mines that they.
Oh yeah,
towing behind the
they're
ship.
leading a bunch of...
you're right. No, so he has a bunch of mines that
They're following his ship.
that are following his ship, and then he gets out of the way at the last second, and all the mines go into the ship. That's what it was.
And that's why they think he's dead, but he managed to like teleport onto their ship.
He did at the last second. They're getting a reading like energy surge in Sector 6. And he comes out and he shoots like everybody in the crew.
Like someone comes onto the bridge and it's like one of the regular alien guys, and they're like, "Hey, celebrate, we did it!" And then surprise, he pulls out his gun and shoots the commander and a bunch of people. And turns out it's the bad guy in one of the aliens' holograms.
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they rewind to fix.
Mm-hmm. And Tim Allen ends up getting the jump on him.
Yeah.
Like, but they think it's like the regular guy at first. So
Yeah,
he's like beating him up. He's like, "What are you doing to our friend?" It might even be Tony Shalhoub, to be honest. I don't know.
It might be. Yeah. I think you're right.
One other part I want to mention is my favorite part of almost any movie ever. Tim Allen is caught by, I forget the villain's name, the Bugman. Mm-hmm. And the Bugman figures out what's going on, that these aliens think that everything they do is real, but he knows it's not. And then he says to Tim Allen, explain it to him as if he was a child. Mm-hmm. And then Tim Allen has to like be honest, like the first time in his life.
And you can like watch the alien spirit breaking because they like had just had this big thing too about why they like think he's the commander, he'll get them through this, and like why they trust him, and he's been like deceiving them.
It's a lie. It's just a TV show.
So it's like that dark moment of the soul
it's
right
so
before the third act.
It's crushing.
Mm-hmm. And it's like while they're like killing the rest of the crew, I think too. Even
you have to reveal him as a fake in the script.
Yeah,
like that's the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
because then when he defeats the villain, he gets his comeuppance.
But also, the alien thinks he was lying and it was a ploy. Yeah. I knew you were the real commander. Just a lie.
Hey, why not? I would be like, you're right. I needed to do that.
Well, and it makes it so really powerful too when
what do you expect?
When Tim Allen's basically saying like, I can't stay, like I have to go back to Earth, and they're like, but like we need a commander, and that's when Tim Allen's like,
"You're the commander.
Your people already have a great commander," and it means him, and he just like go, like it's so good, it's so good.
But Tony Shalhoub ends up staying though because he falls in love with.
He stays to get some of that good alien
lady.
Stuff. Yeah,
that alien tang.
Yeah.
The alien tail.
He sticks around. The ending is also a lot of fun too because they warp back to Earth, but they're going too fast and they can't slow down, so they separate the ship. So the aliens take off in part of it, and they crash into the convention center in the other piece.
And there's also
right,
and they come out and everyone thinks it's part of the convention, and it's so good.
They're because they're waiting for them a long time, and then they're like. And Tim Allen comes out and he's brushing himself off. He's like, "And the commander!" And everyone's like, "Oh!"
The lights go crazy. Yeah. Spotlights are going nuts.
Can you imagine?
Oh yeah.
And the bad guy villain has one last hurrah where he comes out and Tim Allen quickly shoots him down and kills him.
Yeah,
and evaporates him, and the crowd goes wild.
That one's really good too because that's another one where Sam Rockwell wanders out too, and the announcer's like, and that
guy. Everyone survives. Only aliens die in this movie. None of our main cast.
And then
this
they reveal that they
well written.
Yeah, it's incredibly well written.
It's so good.
This movie couldn't have been any better.
Made by fans of Star Trek.
And
people wanting to make a good movie and everyone being on board.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver, it's great. All the cast,
the cast is amazing in this whole movie.
Can't get a better cast.
No.
Oh man. I'm so excited to watch this movie again.
Hell yeah.
This is such a good one.
Hell yeah, this is a great movie.
All right. Well, we're going to see what we got right and what we got wrong in part 2 of Galaxy Quest. Which they should make a Galaxy Quest 2. I thought they were going to do a TV show
Good
for
time
a
for
long
a
time.
legacy sequel.
Come on, make it happen.
They could do it. Everybody's doing sequels. Why not?
Yeah, get it out there.
You need a good script, though.
Well,
bad script, though.
Yeah, Amazon! Get it!
What's your name, son?
Brandon?
Brandon, I remember you from the convention, right? You asked all those little technical questions about the ship, and I was a little short with you.
Yes, I know, Commander, and I actually just wanted to tell you that I thought a lot about what you said.
It's okay, now listen.
But I want you to know that I'm not a complete brain case, okay? I understand completely that it's just a TV show.
Oh, hold.
I know there's no
Wait a minute.
beryllium
Stop
sphere,
for a second. Stop.
conveyor, no ship.
It's all real.
Oh my God, I knew it. I knew it!
Welcome to the By Grabthar's Hammer podcast. We watch Galaxy Quest. I have one note.
I had two notes.
One note.
I had two notes. This movie's so freaking good.
It's funny.
It's tight.
It is a tight movie.
It's a
you are right.
tight film.
Toit film.
Toit.
Yeah, it's long, but it's also gets to the point each time.
There's no fat in this movie.
What are you going to cut out?
No,
I don't know
what
cut
you
anything out of this movie.
I don't think it needs to be cut.
You can't cut anything out.
Nope.
It's toit.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's a toit noindy.
It's like an hour and 40 minutes, right?
Yeah, credits. Sure.
Something like that.
But the credits are
40 minutes of credits, you know.
There's credits?
Yeah, it goes to the new show.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of before the credits, though, wasn't it? Or
I don't
after?
know, whatever.
Who cares? We didn't watch it.
Man.
But it was fun. I enjoyed this movie.
Oh, this movie's so good.
I had a blast. Just even watching it by myself.
What do you guys remember the first bit that made you legit laugh out loud in the film?
Tim Allen's pantslessness.
That was pretty good. Pretty good bit.
Because when he's getting up, you see butt. You see Alan butt.
You wanted to see that was funny to you?
The shot of all of the aliens behind him just be talking about how much they love him while he's just ass up. Right?
Yeah. They're definitely looking right at that
down.
Yeah,
right down the barrel.
Right down Tim's Allen.
I think the first bit that I remember that made me laugh was when Justin Long came by and he was asking the question. And then Tim Allen just got up and was like, "It's a show," and he was like, "He didn't even let me get to the point." I thought Justin Long was hilarious.
He was very good.
Very young.
Good. Yeah.
Very
this is his
young.
first theatrical feature film.
Was he 10 years old? Oh my gosh.
Well,
I'm sure he's 20.
According to the trivia, he beat out Kieran Culkin and a couple other big names for the role.
He was
I was
good.
Wow, impressive. Yeah, he
plays
was
a great
really
nerd.
good.
He's funny.
Oh man, I think for me it was the first time the whole crew beams aboard in the pods, and Tony Shalhoub
Comes up afterwards.
That was wild, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them? Just like
He doesn't get to see how hideous the aliens are, so he falls in love with a sexy alien, thinking it's a sexy alien.
It's true.
But everyone else got to see them.
Yeah, they come in with all the instruments, including what I'm pretty sure was a speculum.
I wouldn't want to speculate on what it was. Andy.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Don't speculate on the speculum.
Yeah, and I like even when what's that the actor's name who was Guy? He played Guy.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell was hilarious in this movie. He's probably one of the funnier actors.
He overacts what he's supposed to be, like, in some bits, especially when he's like going down to the planet. Am I?
Yeah.
Am I? He's like yelling.
He's just going nuts.
He's just going crazy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
This is a great like prequel role to him as Zaphod Beeblebrox in Hitchhiker's Guide because it's like
and Alan Rickman's in that.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
And it's sort of a progression of the character. It's so good, man. He is really funny in this. And that was another one of the trivia mentions. He had to be convinced to keep this role. Because after he got it, he also got the lead in like a big indie film that was happening that year and was like going to quit Galaxy Quest. And I can't remember who it was, but someone was like, no, you got to stay in Galaxy Quest.
Fight Club.
This is going to be great.
It was Ed Norton's role in Fight Club. 99. You had it right.
Yeah.
I didn't think this movie came out in 99 because it's just like that's the year that all good movies come out.
That's true. This is an example. That's the best year of film ever.
Although, if you think about it, maybe 98 is the best year because that's when all they were made.
Fair enough, yeah.
Chicken and the egg.
You got him.
Even, like, I like the bit, even when they beam into the spaceship for the first time and Sam Rockwell screams and Sigourney Weaver didn't know he was going to scream. Like, her reaction is genuine.
Man. Yeah, she, like, leaps away.
She, like gasps a little bit and panics.
Oh, man. This movie's so good.
The casting. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you get all these people together at the same time?
Does anyone remember the one guy's name from Just Shoot Me, who's the lead alien guy? Because
Just Shoot Me guy.
His performance is so good as the leader of the aliens.
You are our only hope.
I kept looking on the background
Enrico
to see...
Colantoni.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the background to see if there were some actors...
I'm going to forget
that like made it big, and Rainn Wilson was one of them.
Yep.
But Dean Pelton shows up from Community. I forget that guy's name. Jim Rash or something? He's in it. He like shows up for a quick second when like we need to get to the bridge, and he's like one of the little aliens.
Yeah, Ted from Scrubs.
Yeah, his hair this time for the first time ever.
Ted?
He's the lawyer in Scrubs.
He passed away recently. I'm pretty sure.
Did,
yeah,
from cancer. But yeah, he's also one of the aliens in the background. And then going through the credits list, like a bunch of the aliens that are like the bad guy aliens are like a bunch of people that were in stuff later, like Scully from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is like one of the bad guy aliens. Like we never know because the makeup is like just incredible.
Oh, even at the very end there, I think, is it Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall? He was doing the announcement as they crashed into the convention and they were coming off the ship.
Yeah, it's insane.
No tertiary
all the people that
roles,
are in this.
Yeah.
Get good actors for every role.
Yeah.
Do we know who played the villain? The actual villain? Because he was wearing a big old costume the whole time.
I pulled him up. Robin Sachs.
Probably a voice actor?
Is that Oliver Sachs'
Or is that
brother?
Is there a costume
He
slash
is
voice
in
actor
Jurassic Park Lost World.
Oh, we've seen that.
What does he look like?
Let me hear.
Show me this guy's face.
Is he just
does he even have photos?
I'll give you his headshot.
Ooh.
No.
Who does the voice though? Does he do his own voice?
Oh, is it like a Darth Vader type situation?
That's a good question. It just credits him as Saris. It could be.
See, this is the kind of due diligence we do on what we remember.
We
don't
research hard.
Live editing.
research anything.
I almost read all the trivia, so that's like a lot.
I at least watched the movie. That counts for something.
My only notes, I think, like we mischaracterized Tim Allen's character in the beginning of this. Like he is committed to like his role as the commander.
Yeah.
We thought he was the one that's like depressed about that's his career.
That's Alan Rickman.
That's Alan Rickman's character. Tim Allen is all about it, and the rest of them just can't stand him because of it. Like he's always
because
like,
he's in the spotlight.
I'm the biggest.
But Sigourney Weaver admires him for how good he is at that role.
Yes.
So that's what sparks them a little bit.
Right. So he gets drunk like we thought he did because he hears some dudes at this convention talking about how everyone's a dork, and like how no one likes him.
He's washed up.
Yeah.
Nobody likes him.
And I was like,
too serious.
Like, buddy, it was two dudes at a nerd convention laughing at nerds. Like, this can't be the first time you've heard guys being like, oh, look at all these idiot dorks in their dork show. Like,
he has a line of like people that aren't, and they're all into the dork show.
I was like, these two guys need to watch out. They're surrounded by all these people that are going to be offended by this.
Yeah.
But it really hits him, and that's when he goes on an overnight bender, and then gets abducted.
All dorks now.
It's a dork show. I was thinking of that song, but I didn't do it. I was thinking of that, but I didn't do it.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think. What was...
I should have went for it.
So he gets a gig that he thinks is the aliens, but it's not.
Well, he's
a
separate gig.
He gets a separate gig.
He's a little drunk, so he doesn't really know.
But he was supposed to go to a basement somewhere.
He was supposed to go to a separate gig, and then he thinks the aliens are for
Well, they're
that
two
gig.
separate times, because when he's at the convention where he's signing the autographs, they come up to him and let him know, like, hey, he thinks it might be a show, and he said, just bring the limo. Yeah. And then later they show up at his house, and he's like, who, like, he doesn't remember.
Yeah.
But then they say, we brought the limo, and he was like, oh, the gig, okay. So he thinks he's going somewhere.
Boom. Yeah. Perfect.
Like, follows up immediately. Blam.
And when he goes back down to Earth, they're like having a convention outside of like a fretter. They're like doing a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah, for like a sci-fi tech shop place.
A media player, Circuit City.
By Grandpa
Radio Shack.
You won't believe these prices.
And then that crew gets jealous because he keeps going on gigs without them.
Yes.
So that's what incites them to go with them.
Yeah, they're like, he's got a job without us? No. And they all go to do the job together.
Well, because they think it's a job, but he's already seen it, and he's like, it's real. Like,
yeah,
you have to come see this. Like, I'm not crazy.
Well, how would you not?
We were
after
in
he gets
space.
shot back.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like he freaks out. He gets back, and he is like, that was incredible. Let's keep going. Like, immediately, it brings like new purpose to the thing he had just gotten.
It's a little. The only thing that it totally works. I shouldn't complain about it. I'm not gonna really complain about it, but. Definitely the cheapest way to shoot them back into their environment. Just shake a bunch. Yeah. Just shake a bunch. And then when he's in that bubble type thing where he's being shot back, all that's so simple to do. You don't even have to think very much. Just shake a bunch.
I mean, that brings up a point of like, the effects in this look good for 99.
Yeah.
And the ships look great.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't look horrible. The rock monster looks good. I think they kept a lot of it. A lot of it they kept simple enough.
I didn't even think about it being CGI.
It works really well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the little you were right about the little alien guys on the rock planet as well, and they do kind of look like the Lost in Space creatures.
They're like
fish
angry
versions of that.
Teletubbies.
Yes, you're right. That's a really good description. And they eat one of their wounded.
Oh,
yes,
great scene. We also thought that. Tony Shalhoub's character stayed, but he just brings the alien chick back with him.
She ends up being on the show.
Yeah, she's on the new show as Jane Doe.
Jane Doe. Yeah, that was funny.
And I like that,
Sam Rockwell.
Guy gets a last name.
His own character, Rock Freeman or something?
Yeah.
It was like Guy something. Guy.
Well, his character in the new show is Rock something. But his,
I thought it was Guy.
The actor's name is like Guy something. And that was another one. I really enjoyed the trivia.
Wait, his actual name was Guy?
Yeah, his real life name was Guy.
Oh, okay.
It was like crew member 6 or something.
Crew member 6 in the show. Yeah, I didn't have it. Then that's why he asked everyone else what his actual last name was, because no one remembered him.
I like when he's stumbling off the ship at the end, and then Kevin McDonald's like, and that guy.
Oh, yeah, and another crew member.
And another crew member.
That was really good. Oh, man. It's so funny.
They just commit to every bit
it's
that
so
they set
good.
up,
Well, and like it's amazing watching. Again, reading through the trivia is so funny because like this frequently, like I'm trying to remember, they were saying this is frequently ranked like 7th in the best Star Trek films. The Star Trek community was like, this is great, we love it. Like the character of Guy, like there is based on an actual guy named Guy who was on the original series, who like played a whole bunch of small roles and was a stunt double for a bunch of stuff. Like he played a whole bunch of parts on the show.
Okay.
And
it definitely made a lot of love and fanfare.
It absolutely was. And you can tell like every piece of this feels like homages to different portions of not just the original series of Star Trek, but like Next Generation and stuff like that. It's really cool to see.
But still having its own voice. Somehow.
Oh, absolutely. This is such a fun, like, unique movie that at the same time is doing just a great job of, like, as a pastiche of Star Trek and sci-fi in general.
Yeah.
Man.
It shows you both worlds of, like, the sci-fi convention, the actors, Star Trek actors, and then actually Star Trek.
And apparently there is a Star Trek episode where, Leonard Nimoy and
Kirk play themselves or something.
Yeah, William Shatner get like transported into the actual Star Trek universe and like are themselves but in Star Trek or something.
Yeah. An episode of the original series?
I'm not sure. It mentioned in the trivia. I'd never seen this.
We do our due diligence at what we remember.
I mean, if it was original series, I believe that because I have not watched much of the original.
I haven't seen any really full episodes of it, just the triples.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple random episodes that were on at 2 in the morning.
I always say I'm gonna watch them, but I just don't.
I always end up just going back to like Next Generation. It's just more fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see any desire to watch it. It's not something that I've even cared about once.
It can be tough. It's one of those things where like I feel like I would like to watch it just to absorb everything in it. I feel the same way about Doctor Who a lot of the times, and the same reason.
Overwhelming.
I struggle with both for the same reason. In that, like,
who has the time?
The original Star Trek was made with like $10, and it looks like it in so many of those episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're just wearing like felt and like running around cardboard sets. And
for sure.
I feel the same way with a lot of Doctor Who's effects. It just really takes me out of it, which isn't fair to the material, but it's like, I really want to watch these and I just can't. I try.
Yep.
But man, what a great movie. I'm so glad Brad assigned this homework to us.
What genre should we Galaxy Quest? The Game of Thrones? We teleport actors into like a fantasy world? Where should we
isn't that just one of Andy's favorite movies?
Black Knight.
Black
Knight's great. I rented it a couple times from Blockbuster.
What is his deal in Black Knight? Is he like did he used to be on a show, or is he like a Three Amigos does it?
Yeah, Three Amigos does basically this, but in the
Fish
West,
out of
that's
water.
a good one.
It's a fish out of water story, right?
Well, and it's specifically
like
actors doing their own parts again.
Play their own role.
with with
so
an actor.
You're right.
Okay, but I don't think in Black Knight he was an actor.
I think you're right about that. Yeah, I think he's just a regular guy put in the medieval times.
I haven't thought about that movie in so long.
We talked about it pretty recently on the podcast.
Yeah, I feel like it comes up way more than it should.
Oh, without a doubt.
Man, that's a good question. What are the ones you want to? Could you do?
Probably just Game of Thrones. You got to pick like a
Game of Thrones.
top tier TV show is what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know. The more actiony, I think the better.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, I can do a Stranger Things.
See Bryan Cranston actually have to deal with meth. Dealers and stuff.
I don't know if that's. It's like, why is it on A&E? Oh, that makes sense.
Walking Dead? Is there a way we can like transport zombie actors to? Oh, that's great makeup effects you have. Wow! And then he gets like, he's coming after me.
They should do like a reality.
Quit the part now. It's not funny anymore, guys.
They should do like a reality show, like a VH1, like a Celebrity Rehab, but with zombies.
Dead Set. It's called Dead Set. It exists.
Oh, it is?
It was on the BBC. It's incredible.
Oh.
It's great.
That sounds pretty good.
TV
Dead
show.
Set? That sounds
the
fun.
premise is wonderful.
Oh,
what is the premise?
That's awesome.
The premise is they're in like a Big Brother house, so all the main actors have like those weird personalities of like the jock or the whatever, and then a zombie outbreak happens like, outside of the world of the Big Brother, but then like they end up like breaking into the set and having to deal with the zombies.
So it's a scripted show, obviously, right?
Well, it's Big Brother, so it's like.
It's a reality show with the. Well, that's the idea I just had.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It was really good. I recommend Dead Set.
Your idea was so good, it's already been made. That's how good it was.
Maybe I don't have any original ideas.
Everything new is old again,
right?
Or something like that.
Thank you for joining us on that episode and every episode that you do. The next movie we're doing has the tagline, Timmy's not getting mad, he's getting even with Dad. We remember getting even with Dad.
The This afternoon, 2 armed guards were robbed of $1.5 million in rare coins.
Ray Gleason just committed the perfect crime, but it took just one small thing.
Hi, Dad.
To screw it all up. Dad? A visit from his son. Because after a lifetime of being ignored,
I'm stuck with him. He's just a kid. There's no way he's gonna find anything out here.
Timmy isn't getting mad.
They're gone.
Excuse me, guys.
He's getting even.
I think we better talk.
Giants game, the aquarium, the museum. What? You want to go to these places?
And I want you to take me. I want you to pretend you like having me around for the week. If you do a real good job, Dad, I'll tell you where the coins are.
I can't believe this. We're being blackmailed by an 11-year-old kid.
So the coins, Tim. Where are the coins?
Wouldn't you like to know?
It's a week they'll never forget.
You guys better get your sleep.
I'm looking for the coins.
Got another big day tomorrow.
A week his partners may live to regret.
Carl! Carl! Carl!
And a case one lady cop
I think that the boy knows where the coins are.
Got a boyfriend.
may not be able to resist.
You're supposed to tail the suspect, not date him.
For all the birthdays I missed, Tim.
MGM Pictures presents the story of a dad who's about to discover don't do the crime.
You guys look a little stressed. You're not wussing out, are you?
What, are you kidding? We could go all day.
If you can't do the time. Macaulay Culkin.
This one of yours? Ooh la la.
Ted Danson.
I'll race you to the corner. No, wait. Okay, go.
Getting even with Dad.
I guess your family was dysfunctional too. That's what we are. You and me, we're dysfunctional.
You've been watching way too much Oprah.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me.